All right, we're live, right? All right, we're live.
Yes, sir. Nice view out here.
It's a beautiful day today. Mr. Producer didn't understand and didn't know that we had a fucking track meet today.
Yeah, cross country.
We're out here in McFarland, USA. Fucking million schools, million people out here. But I wanted to talk today about Shutter Island. You seen it before?
Yeah, I think we saw it. We saw it together.
Oh, that's right.
It was a trippy movie. Trippy.
Easily one of the trippiest movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That shit made me question my own beliefs. That was the first movie I ever saw that I didn't know what to believe. Like, genuinely. I didn't know who to trust because the perspective was all from
Leonardo DiCaprio.
I forgot his character's name, but from his perspective. So we were going along with him for the whole story.
Yeah, like on his side, and we were like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, towards the end, the whole mindfuck. We believe what he believes.
But he was the one tripping.
Yeah,
He's
for sure.
the mental patient.
And even when the truth came out,
yeah,
I didn't even believe it. I was like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah, it was still like, I don't know.
Nah, there's no way. There's no way, bro.
Yeah.
But then it was crazy because after you watch that movie the first time and you rewatch it,
makes sense.
You're like, it makes perfect sense. Like, you could literally see it from the first scene that it's all set up just for him. Mm-hmm. Spoiler. But
it's one of those movies that you can't watch again. I mean, you could, but it's not the same.
It's only the first watch through that is the experience itself, because you get to experience.
I love those kind of movies.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. One of the scenes in that movie, the prison guard, he talks about how God loves violence.
Yeah.
And he explains that violence is the way of the world. Mm-hmm. If there isn't for law and order and paper, because really what we're founded on, what our society is based, is paper.
Yeah. The
reason why I don't kill you and you don't kill me is because somewhere
we have an
in
agreement.
Someone's cabinet, there's a paper that says if you don't follow these rules, you're gonna go to jail. Somebody is gonna come over here, take you in a car, and put you in jail for the rest of your life, and probably kill you because you're breaking the rules.
Yeah.
So we're run by paper, whether it's money or rules, but that's what we're founded on. And the jail guard, he talks about that exact point. That if it wasn't for that paper, what is stopping you from a meal being put in between us and me and you killing each other over that meal? Absolutely nothing.
Right.
And it's in all of us. That's what we're born to do. Mm-hmm. And as crazy as that seems, that's one of the reasons why The Walking Dead and The Dark Knight, that exact principle is why those two
it exposes that.
It is exactly that theme.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight explores that theme in 2 hours, where the Joker is the catalyst for that idea, and he's trying to explain to everyone that we're not all civil. So in his mind, he's trying to make everybody stop being fake. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, be the real you, because in the real human condition,
I think in that movie he was just trying to expose the corruptness.
Not only the corruptness, but the violence that lives within us. Because as you see during the pandemic 2020, as soon as shit started going not according to plan, the stores were emptied, the people were rioting. Yeah. Shit was crazy for a minute.
Yeah.
And that's the fucking point that he was made. I've seen a couple edits where they would put that was his quotes of the interview with Batman in over footage of real footage, of us during 2020. Yeah. And it just lines up. He's talking about how civilized people will eat each other. Look what he did to the city with
he's a couple gallons of gasoline.
With a couple of bullets and a couple of drums of gasoline. Yeah. People were going crazy. All you had to do is put people into a certain corner, and they'll turn into him any day of the week.
Yeah.
And what he's trying to point out is anybody is able to do that. You call him crazy, but we're all the same.
Yeah.
So him living in that reality is what he's trying to show everyone. Like, this is actually who we are.
Yeah.
I'm not the one that's crazy. You are for not acting this way.
Yeah.
So when you take a look at that point and then you turn it outwards to nature, nature is violent. It's
Naturally.
all violence.
Yeah.
There's no rules.
Yeah.
So
So
do
survival
you
of the
think
fittest.
God loves violence?
I don't think he loves it. I think he installed it in us because we need to also, I think his primary reason for installing violence into us is to defend his honor. Because there are bad people. There's, you know, like there's good, there's also evil, equal opposite reaction or forces. But I think that violence is necessary when in the right situation. But I don't think he loves it. I think to say that he loves it is maybe a stretch a little bit. I don't think he loves it because I've been raised to believe God is love.
So
It's
I
love.
feel like that's a
But
a
it's to defend
contradiction.
the love. It's to love. Like, you love somebody, so you're going to fight for that person. You're going to fight for your family. You're going to fight. But, I mean, I don't think he loves it, though.
Well, I honestly think it goes hand in hand. They go together.
Right.
The more
Then
you
it's
love
the same-
something, the more violent
I'm
you'll
not
be
a-
for it.
What's that saying? I'm a lover, not a fighter. You heard that one before?
Yeah, but I think that's a contradiction. You have to fight
Yeah.
for your love. You can't be
Yeah.
really a fighter if you're not a lover.
Mm.
Otherwise, what are you fighting for?
You're right.
I
mean, I
think
guess
I
that's
think
true.
maybe God loves violence. There's so much violence in the world.
Mm.
If God loves God loves all. Violence has to be in that. I don't know, the way I see it, maybe it's kind of twisted. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong, but
I think that's
I'm just trying to look at it from a logical point of view. And if me looking at myself like a logical person, if I loved all, I'm pretty sure violence would also be in that because it's just a way.
I think it's one of those glass half full, half empty type of perspectives because if you're an aggressive, violent person, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, he loves violence because you know what I mean?
Right.
Like if you're in your head, if you're thinking aggressively and you're always like, you know, not looking for a fight, but you're just not afraid to fight, I think you'll have that perspective. But if you're more on the loving side, you're more like, you know, you're not very violent, you always try to avoid it. Like, I try to avoid it. I've never been in an actual fist fight ever with a random person. I've been with family, just messing around, whatever, like with my little brother, but never actually like I'm trying to kill you. Like, I'm trying to like knock you out right now. Never.
Right. But I think you're bringing it down to a more human
Yeah.
perspective. I'm talking about God himself. Like, all-knowing, as in understanding life and the universe to a degree in which we will never, ever possibly achieve. So maybe, giving him the benefit of the doubt, maybe he does love violence. Because he loves all, and maybe violence is just incorporated into life. You know,
It's definitely a part of life. I'm not denying it.
100%.
But like I said, just to say that he loves it, like, oh yeah, like, but because to say he loves it means he's encouraging it.
I think maybe he just loves his creation, and
He wants us
within
to fight
his
for it.
creation is violence. It's part of it. It just is.
Right. But I mean, just because it's part of it, I mean, I don't think he loves it, but I don't know. But you're right, it does come with it. It does come with it. 'Cause
I
if
think
you
it
love it,
does
you fight
come
for
with it.
it.
It's hand in hand.
Yeah. But
It's an interesting take for sure.
Well, it's like-
But these are the topics I like to talk about though, because
it's interesting.
it's interesting to think about, to even have your mind open to the possibility of maybe, you know?
Yeah, because I think
some-
also we've been led to believe that, like, oh, Satan, he's
yeah,
violent.
for
Like,
sure.
oh,
and then
he's the
there
devil.
are people who, like, as soon as you bring up God, close mind. Like, instead of opening your mind, closed.
They're all just
These
good.
are the beliefs. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's you can't talk to those people.
Yeah.
Because I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying you have to open your mind
Yeah.
and just let it wander.
Yeah, because our idea of God is like you're praying every day, you're super holy, you don't cuss, you're just very.
And I'm not even saying I believe this. I'm just saying it's a plausible argument to a statement that I saw in a movie, which I could or couldn't agree with. But honestly, I kind of agree with it because it makes sense. That's the only reason
Yeah,
I
it
agree
makes
with it.
sense.
Because violence is part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't see why God wouldn't. But then I could also see why he would, or why he wouldn't like violence.
Yeah, because I mean, violence has always been around. I mean,
Right, it's gruesome.
like in the Bible where all those battles were like Saint Michael versus Lucifer, like all the saints going to war. Like you see all those paintings of like all those gory paintings of like demons being stabbed and slayed and stuff like that.
But then you can talk about how violence actually gives purpose to everything.
Right.
Because violence is the ugly.
Yeah.
In order to have beauty, you have to have ugly.
Yeah, to appreciate the beauty.
You have to have that. It goes together. Because without, how do you imagine a world without violence? Strip it of it. It'd be heaven.
Yeah,
there'd be no point. It'd be
unbalanced. Like it'd just be more. It's just too good.
Too good to be true.
Yeah, too good to be true. Yeah. There's no way.
So that's why I think he loves it, because it's part of it. Even as ugly as it may be, it might be the ugly duckling, but the ugly duckling still deserves love.
I guess it's ugly depending on what side you're on.
Right.
If you're fighting for bad, fighting for the wrong side, you could be causing chaos instead of defeating the chaos.
But then again, nobody ever thinks they're the bad guy.
Yeah. You're
so there's a beauty aspect to it. Like all the wars that we fought. I just saw Troy, the movie Troy.
I heard of it. I've never seen it.
Never seen it?
No.
Yeah, it's like longer than 2 hours. I just saw it recently again. Not the first time though. I've seen it many times, but it's just about
like Spartans and stuff.
Yeah, it's about the Spartans and the Trojans.
Yeah,
and it's pretty much a story about the Trojan horse.
No, I think Spartans is 300. The movie 300.
Yeah, but the Spartans are also in Troy too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty much a story about the Trojan horse and how they got it in.
Oh, that whole scene that we've learned about
for
like
sure.
100 times.
Yeah, that's what the movie's about.
Yeah, elementary, middle school, high school, we've been hearing about that for a while.
Trojan horse, yeah, for sure. One of the quotes that Brad Pitt talks about, because Brad Pitt plays
He's the one
Achilles.
that comes out. That's right.
You've probably seen it in a few.
No, I think
clips or
I've
two.
seen a little bit of the movie. I haven't seen the whole thing, but yeah, I know.
He talks about how the gods envy us because we're mortal. One of the big themes of that movie is a lot of the people are always talking about the gods, because the Greek gods, Zeus and Athena and Apollo, all the gods that we learned about in school.
Yeah.
That's obviously who they worship.
Yeah.
Achilles doesn't worship them, because I think in Greek mythology he's a demigod, so he's like half human, half god.
Oh, okay.
That's not really too big of an aspect in the movie, but I think that's more for us to know as the audience, like who he is, because he's essentially the invincible warrior.
Yeah.
Like they would send him to wars and he would single-handedly turn the tide of the war just with one soldier, him.
Yeah.
So he's such a powerful pawn in this world that he sees the people who worship all these gods, and yet he's the one doing all the killing. He's the one who has all the power.
Yeah.
So he doesn't worship any king. He doesn't worship any god. And he explains to a virgin priest who's condemning him, telling him that if your only gift is to kill, then it's a curse. And she's, holy shit! I thought that fucking duck was gonna fly right at me. She's condemning him about how many men he's killed and why he's chosen that way of life.
Yeah.
And he explains that he didn't pick that way of life. He just became. That's just the way it is. And he says, let me tell you something that they don't teach you in your temple. The gods envy us because we're mortal. We're doomed. So everything's more beautiful that way, because every moment may be our last.
Yeah. You cherish every moment.
So with that, life is way more beautiful, and I think it ties back to the point that violence, as ugly as it is actually what gives purpose to us.
Yeah, because you don't know if you're gonna live.
Exactly.
Every time you enter a street fight or something, so you never know. If he pulls out a gun or something, it's like, but you're fighting, like you're protecting your family in whatever scenario you're in. Like
on both sides of the war.
Yeah.
The Trojans and the Greeks, the Spartans, I don't remember who they were fighting.
Right.
But point is, both sides are fighting for what they believe in.
Yeah.
Because war is just young men dying and old men talking.
Right. So I think love and violence goes together, even when that topic comes up about hitting your kids.
Would you hit your kids?
I mean, it worked for me, cause like it created this kind of like respect/fear for your parents.
Well, what's fear? Fear is respect. It's just respect.
Basically, because obviously when your dad smacks you and that shit hurt,
Put you in your place.
now you're gonna remember. Don't.
That's the line.
Don't do whatever you just did.
That's the line.
Like you said, go to sleep at 10. You're gonna go to sleep at 10.
Right.
You're gonna be asleep at 9:55, like already in bed, because you know it's the pain. Pain is the best teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Pain is the best teacher. But I mean, nowadays it's like, oh, you shouldn't do that. You should talk to your kids. But I've seen those like recently. I don't know if you've seen it, like these videos of parents recording their children, and they're like, gentle parenting doesn't work. Like there's these woke parents nowadays that they're filming. They're like, oh, get out the tub. It's time to go. And the kid's like, get out the tub. And oh shoot, like, all right, now they're getting out.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to do that to your kids.
Right.
What the fuck? Anybody?
sun
Oh,
just
you
came
might
out.
have. Fuck.
It's because the sun now came out.
Fuck.
Damn. I have this aura that just came out right now.
You want my glasses?
Damn, with the lokes. Oh,
You straight?
let's do it.
All
It's
right.
a little better now.
So, yeah, you have to do that to your kids, bro. We're good? It worked for me.
Yeah,
It worked for my brother.
exactly.
My sister didn't get hit, not that I
That's
remember,
another
but it's
interesting-
different though.
That's
'cause she's a
interesting
girl.
too, right there. Yeah, but your mom could hit your sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a scenario where like I have girl cousins. You know, they're my tias. You know, bang.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You gotta do it. Cause I mean, like I said, pain is the best teacher.
You have to
you're gonna
know that
remember.
there's a line for sure.
So, what valid argument do you think people that are against hitting their kids have? Like,
None.
Like,
the
what
line,
is the-
the
what are
line
the
for hitting
cons?
your kids is abuse. Don't abuse your kids.
so what's the line?
I
Just
think
don't sock them with a fist, or what? Like, I feel
no.
I've
I
actually
think the
played-
line is anything unnecessary, and you deem what is unnecessary. I feel like as long as you're a moral person, you follow God, and you know what's too much or what's not.
like just a little smack, like, hey, stop.
But then you can argue some people don't. You know, some people's threshold for what their line is, maybe whatever happened to them. So maybe if your dad got abused as a fucking child, like beat, then maybe he's just gonna be like, I got beat, so I could do a little bit less than that, and you'll be all right, because I'll be all right. So what's the line? Maybe there's no definitive answer, but
But like you said, you know,
you know,
you're not
though.
just gonna, like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You're not
Yeah,
gonna do
like
that.
a little smack with the belt. I don't know, chancla.
I think different actions require different consequences.
Yeah.
So, in order for me to know the line, I have to discipline myself and become that person that I see worthy of even disciplining my kids before I even become a father. I'm still trying to learn. I'm already older than my parents when they had me, but I feel like I still have so much more to learn. I feel like I'm still learning, so if I were to bring somebody in, I wouldn't fully know what to do, you know,
Yeah.
because I'm still, like, how I'm gonna show you, fool, I'm still learning. I don't have my degree yet, fool.
Yeah.
So, but one thing for sure is that I know what to hit them and what to not to hit them for, because there are, at that point, it's just manners. I think manners is definitely one of the first things that you can teach, so you can teach your kid how to act in certain settings. You know,
Right.
what they
Social
can, what are
cues
their
and all that, yeah.
limits to how they can act around who and when, like
Yeah.
tantrums out in public,
Yeah.
like that George Lopez.
But tantrums are never okay. Like, what the, like, no.
Yeah, but tantrums are never
They're gonna
okay.
happen.
But you're not gonna fucking smack your kid, or maybe some fools do. But you're not gonna smack your kid right here on a playground in front of
Yeah.
everybody. But you can say like George Lopez when he's like,
was like,
I
oh,
can
when
feel
you-
it. I can feel
When
it.
you
as
get
soon
in
as
the
we
car
get in the
right
car.
now, ooh.
And that fear, that is what guides you as a kid, because you know what you should and shouldn't be doing. What you should and shouldn't be doing when you're
So
going
hold on.
about
So
life.
the violence, you know, hitting the kids and everything, is to create that respect, that fear. Do you think there's another way?
no.
There's no other way.
No way.
Pain is the best
Pain
teacher.
is only way. Because what these kids need to understand is the violence isn't just here. I'm not the only violent person. The world is violent. Like, this is not even violent. This is a little bow bow. You know what I mean? Like, there are fools out there who will kill
sting
you.
a little bit. Yeah, for sure.
And not only kill you, but torture you before they kill you. Like, there's some fuck shit in the world, and you gotta learn.
Yeah.
There's a line that you will cross one day, whether you're 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. One day, the day is gonna come, and you're gonna run into someone who you're probably gonna get down with.
Yeah.
And when that day comes, you need to understand, one, how to defend yourself, but two, how to avoid those situations at all costs.
Yeah.
And that starts with hitting your kids to make them understand violence is the way of life. That's the moral, no, it's the immoral foundation that all interactions are based on.
So do you think you can see a kid out in public and be like, oh, he didn't get hit growing up?
100%.
You think so?
Entitled little kids.
So what gives it away that a kid did not get hit growing up?
Ooh.
I know one, talking back. Dude, talking back to your parents, I can feel this getting like hot already. Like, I'm getting smacked right now.
For sure.
Like, for sure. You see them when they're, no, I won't. Like, no. Like, shut up, mom.
Like, when I see that,
what?
it's honestly funny to me. I'm like, oh.
Dude, holy crap, you about to get smacked. But nothing happens. It just keeps going and going and going. Like, I think the kid, and I don't think it's the kid's fault.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Because the kid is like, oh, I can get away with it? All right. I'm not
Bet.
gonna do anything. I'm not gonna do anything. Bet. It's all good. I'm still gonna get my PlayStation. I'm still gonna get McDonald's after this, whatever, you know? And it's just like
100%.
Oh, but hold on. This is where I was going to. So like, for the people that don't want to hit the kids, I'm trying to think of an alternative route where maybe you could use a reward system. Like, okay, if you behave, we're getting McDonald's after this.
No.
There's
Fuck
still no
no.
respect, right? I mean,
Fuck no. No, nothing.
nothing.
You don't get rewarded to be my kid. Your reward is life.
Yeah.
You're alive because of me, and you think I'm gonna fucking?
No, but I'm saying
you think I'm gonna barter with you?
For the people that are they just can't do it. Like they're just
The only
like for example, like the people that grew up not getting hit, and they're like, I feel weird hitting you because I didn't get hit. So like, what do I do now? That's why I'm thinking. My next thought is, okay, well, if I'm not gonna hit them, I'm gonna reward them for, you know what I mean? But then I think that will create kind of like, now they expect something every time.
Not
for
only
little
that, but
things.
they expect something every time.
Like, well, I behaved, so why are you not getting a reward
Exactly.
now? It's like, bro, that's what you're supposed to do.
That's the bare minimum.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to get rewarded for doing the bare minimum. You don't give a dog a treat for shitting in the grass.
Yeah.
That's just what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So doing that, installing that mentality to your kids,
Yeah,
I feel like it's
horrible.
gonna fuck them up.
Horrible.
You should not do that.
And not just in the childhood, but like later on in life, they're gonna get straight A's and be like, "Where's my word?" Like, bro, you're supposed to.
You're
do that.
supposed to
Hey,
do
I
it.
showed up every day on time to work.
Good shit, fool.
Good shit, fool. Here's your check, fool. Like,
Yeah, that's it.
Like, same as everybody else. That's why I think. Yeah, you're right. Because I'm on the side of you show your kids. I got
Yeah.
hit. I mean, even to this day, sometimes I still don't talk back to my parents because it's like deep down I know they probably won't hit me now. Cause like we're more like I'm gonna say even, but like we're grown ups.
Yeah, there's no.
But like still, it's like that respect.
It's still there.
It's like
because
installed.
you have to. Because now you know, so that now you know what that disrespect is worth.
Yeah.
So if you take it there, they don't have to hit you. Cause now you're like fuck.
Like now you know you're
yeah,
fucked
like
up.
fuck.
Like like I shouldn't have done that. Yeah.
So yeah, for sure.
Like to this day, I still feel like dude, I should be smacked right now or something. You know what I mean? Like there'll be times where like, damn, look, I talk back right now, and I feel the stingingness, the hotness. Like damn, if I was 7, 10, 12 years old right now, man.
Yeah, it teaches you the importance of knowing when to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because you can take that. What I didn't understand for a long time was you take that principle, but you also apply it to everything else. Not just your family, not just your parents.
Yeah.
You have to know when to shut the fuck up in general.
Yeah.
Because sometimes at work, people like to run their mouths.
Yeah.
And then they get in trouble because as much as they like to be right, you're wrong because you're not Jefe. And that's one of the things I was telling one of the homies the other day because he was arguing with the Jefa. literally a couple days ago,
Yeah.
and everyone was getting mad, and I was the only one who wasn't saying shit. I was just saying okay, because
'Cause you
I
can't win.
understood. I lost already. This is a losing battle. It's a losing battle. I'm never gonna win.
It's like when you argue balls and strikes against umpire, like food.
You lost.
You K'd already. Like just go to the dugout, dab up, whatever. You lost. You can't win.
It's pointless. It's a brick wall. If anything, it's a fucking steel wall. There's
If anything,
nothing.
you're just exposing how weak you are.
I don't think they take it as how weak you are, because I was explaining to one of the homies, and he was saying, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have an ego. And I said, yeah, I know. Clearly.
Yeah.
So I was saying, what you're not understanding is that you think you're the only one who has an ego. No. Everyone has an ego.
Yeah.
And you know who especially has an ego is the jefes.
The people in power, yeah.
So when
Authority.
they have something to say, and this is the way it's gonna go,
Yeah.
you saying, nah, this is wrong, we shouldn't do it like this, it's not gonna work, da-da-da-da-da, you are stroking them off so hard. Because all you're doing is delaying the fact that at the end, you're still gonna do it.
Yeah.
So you arguing, it's just giving them the opportunity to put their foot down on your neck even harder. Like, no.
Yeah.
And the more you argue, the worse you're making it for yourself. All you can do is say, okay. Because at the end of it,
You're gonna do it anyway. Or you
one,
get
you're
fired.
gonna do it anyways. But at the end of it, if you just say, okay, even if you fucking hate them, they can't say shit about you. If they try to fire you, if they try to say some bad, they can't say nothing.
You did it.
Oh, Damien, he didn't talk to me. Why? What does he say? He didn't say nothing.
Okay.
I just said, okay. I just say, yes, okay. Yes, no, okay. Those are my 3 vocabulary words
To have
at
this.
work. That's it. And I've grown a lot from that. I feel like now, if I can go to a new job, understanding that principle, you can go a lot higher. By attacking everything with logic and knowing when to shut the fuck up. Knowing your place.
It also involves a little bit of humbleness. To humble yourself, to recognize what position you're in. Like, I'm just an employee. This person is my supervisor, my manager. That's the way it is.
Let the ego go, bro.
Like, dude, just stop. Like, if it means that much to you, go start your own thing. And then have people under you, whatever it is. But I think when you're at a job, just recognize that you're just an employee. You're just there so you won't get fined. You're just there just to get a job done and go home. But
yeah, after I told him that, he was kind of like, I never thought about it that way. And I said, I asked him how old he was, and he told me he was 19 or no, 21.
yeah,
So I was telling him, like, yeah, bro, you remind me a lot of myself 3 years ago, because I used to act that way too. Because when I was 21, I used to think I knew everything. To a degree, I feel like I still know everything at times, but that's just my ego coming out.
Yeah.
And I had to learn how to
Because
control
we never
it.
know everything.
Right.
The
But
more you find out,
the more you learn, the more you realize you don't know shit.
Exactly.
And so that's what I was explaining to him. Like, I know more than you, but what I'm trying to tell you is, like, A, I don't know anything as well. Like, more I know, the less I know.
Yeah.
And B, you remind me a lot of myself when I was your age. And now that I'm in this exact same situation, I see that I've grown a lot. Because me 3 years ago would be agreeing with you and arguing alongside you.
Yeah.
And both of us would be losing. Now I'm losing, but I'm not losing squared. Like, you're getting fucked. I'm not getting fucked. I'm just being molested.
Okay.
Like, I'm just fucking, you know what I mean? Like, you just, it's work, bro.
Yeah.
Just know your place. Think for yourself.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people don't do. They don't.
You got to remember why you're there. You're there to get some money, go home. That's it.
Like, think for yourself in the long run.
Yeah.
Not think for yourself emotionally. Because emotionally, that's what's going to lead you down the wrong path. Because It's the complete opposite of logical.
Yeah.
Leading off of
Like
emotions.
how you feel. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You ever had a period in time in your life where you were alone?
Alone, I say yeah. I think right now. Not like literally, but you know, because it's the path that we're on right now. We're just doing something very differently than what the mass population is doing. We're not taking the college route. Getting a good job.
I'm talking about like literally alone though.
What do you mean?
As far as your character goes. Not literally in the sense that like you go home and nobody's there and you have no family. But in a sense that you are trying to understand yourself better. Like you have no girl. Maybe you don't. There's a point in time where you don't kick it with your homies. You're just alone. Like your schedule is so busy that you're alone.
I think when I was playing baseball and like really trying to make it somewhere, that's when I felt more alone. Because like everybody else, they stopped playing, and everybody else have jobs. They're going to college, and I'm just doing my throwing routines, going to the gym by myself. Sometimes I had to go. So when my gym partner didn't want to go, I still have to go because I have
Priorities.
I have priorities. I need to get stronger. I need to be more athletic to
Yeah.
be the best pitcher I could be. So I think during that time, that's the only time I truly felt alone. Because, I mean, I had my teammates, but they're not like my homies. They're not like they're just my teammates. I wasn't that close.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because not to throw shade, but they weren't as disciplined as I wanted to be. Like they would
Right.
still do other stuff. I'm like, no, I want to be a professional baseball player. Like this is not just to get the college
It's
experience.
delusional belief.
Yeah, like I want to be a professional baseball player, but no, you don't. I see you partying. Like no, you're not at the gym every day. You're not doing your plyo routine every day. Like
It just
I
goes
want
back
to be a professional.
To different points that we've made.
Yeah.
One point that I haven't made that I'd like to touch on sometime later is that everybody has a title.
Yeah.
Everybody in your life has a title. I'll elaborate on that a little bit later. But B, people say that they want something,
Yeah.
but it just goes back to the topic that I discussed not too long ago. They think they want something.
Yeah. So when they say, "Oh, I want to be rich," like,
But no, you don't. You think you want to be rich, but you don't because you're not even trying.
yeah. And then they'll argue, "Oh, yes, I am. I'm going to work every day."
That's not trying to be rich.
Yeah.
But, that's a whole different conversation that you can have with people to wake them up.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I had a period of time where I was alone. It was when I was in college. Because my schedule was unique. I was busy all the time. And honestly, I just had a lot on my mind that year.
Yeah.
With a lot had happened to me. There's a great change in my life, shifting from high school, which is I guess you could say childhood, to graduating. I think once you hit that milestone, in America at least, that's the only real transition from childhood to the real world.
Yeah.
So I was coping with that. I was adjusting to that change, to that major change from childhood to the real world.
Yeah.
And it was a big change for me. I moved places. I was out of a relationship at the time.
Well, that's when you moved far, right? I think that's when you moved.
Yeah, for sure. I had moved not only to Covina, but to my dad's house, which was way farther.
Yeah.
So I was away from all the homies that I thought I had at the time. I was just alone. And I was there trying to figure out how to move, how to go forward, how to continue, I didn't have any homies out there. I didn't know anybody. Plus, I was always at school.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do baseball, so now for the first time, I have like so much time, but not anything to do. It was just very alone.
Yeah.
Prior to that, I had always thought being alone was weird.
Yeah.
If I ever saw anybody going to a restaurant alone, I I always thought that was pointless.
Yeah.
Going to one of the things that I always used to shit on was I saw people like, you know, you'd be on your phone. Sometimes people are like, I went to go see a movie alone. Like that to me was like, what? Who in their right fucking mind would do that?
Yeah.
Till one day I found myself in that situation where I'm like, well, fuck, dude. Call my homie. This fool's busy. Call my other homie. This fool's far. He can't make it. I got no one.
Yeah.
I got this phone to communicate with no one.
Yeah.
So, you know, I gotta be there for myself, and I started to go and do activities that I liked on my own. You know, I love going to the mall, so I went to the mall and I just walk around, shop a little bit, and then maybe I'd go to the thing that really adjusted me to going things and transitioned me from not liking going places alone to actually loving going places alone was the movies.
Yeah.
Because obviously nobody I've met so far loves movies as much as I do. So I just started going to the movies. The first time I did it, I just felt like a sense of calm. Like a sense of calm I've never, ever felt.
Yeah.
And I realized that I actually liked it. Because I'm at the movies. As you know, I don't like to be disturbed during the movie because I'm
like
immersed in the world.
You, yeah.
This is my craft. I'm trying to understand every aspect of this movie. I'm trying to understand what they're writing, what's in the shot. I'm just trying to, I'm trying to be a sponge when I'm in a movie. So I hate to be disrupted because it takes me out of.
You're almost like dissecting the film.
What movies are an out-of-body experience. It's the only thing that I've known to literally give you an out-of-body experience without you trying. All you have to do is sit there, shut the fuck up, and pay attention.
Yeah.
So when people are talking to me or asking questions like, did you see that? Or what do you think of that? I'm like, just shut the fuck up. So when I'm at the movies by myself, I'm like, I'm not disrupted. I'm not waiting for anyone. Nobody's waiting for me. I don't have to talk. I don't have to say a fucking word to anyone.
Yeah.
It's absolute peace. And then, you know, I started going to the movies more and more by myself, and I realized I love to do that.
Yeah.
And then I started doing, start to explore other shit, doing shit by myself. So eventually I got to a point where I can go to a restaurant and eat by myself. You know, go in, table for one, order, and eat. I've done it, and I fucking love it. It's so peaceful, knowing that I don't have to talk to anybody. I'm in my own space. Nobody's going to bother me. I'm not going to bother anyone. And it made me conquer that fear. It made me conquer that fear of being alone. Mm-hmm. Because for a long time in my life, I did know. I thought I didn't like to be alone because I thought the whole purpose of life was to connect. But really, it's not. It's to love. The purpose of life is to love. And you can't love unless you love yourself first.
Of course.
So once I started to love my own space, then that's when you're able to transition to somebody capable of loving others.
Yeah, you almost become like more welcoming.
100%.
You know, more independent. You're not chasing people. You just.
And then when people, I'll tell people about my experiences. Like, oh, I fucking went to the movies. I saw this movie, and they're like, oh, who'd you go with? I'm like, no one.
It's me.
And they laugh at me. They'll laugh at you like, what the fuck? What do you mean you went by yourself? Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I just went by myself. They're like, that's weird. Why didn't you just go with somebody? And I'm like, well, you don't have to go with somebody.
Yeah.
And then it's at that point you get to see the retrospective of when you used to have that mindset to now, where I'm like, I'm trying to tell you, I used to be like you, and I'm trying to teach you this lesson that mental model is limiting you from experiencing things that you haven't experienced yet, clearly, because I know that because I used to think that way. I used to think going places alone was fucking weird and pointless till I did it and I realized it wasn't.
Yeah.
So do you think it's necessary for people to do that, or am I just tripping?
I mean, I don't think it's necessary unless, like for you felt like it was necessary to discover yourself. But I feel like if you don't, like if you know yourself and you love yourself already, I don't think you should. You don't have to, but if you feel like you're always chasing people, and you just feel insecure, you don't feel confident, I think that's when you separate yourself and isolate yourself and really just break down, like kind of ask what's wrong, like what's wrong, why don't I feel confident, and work on yourself. That's when you like, take some time to yourself.
You have to turn inward.
Basically, yeah. But I mean, if you already feel confident, you feel good, you don't feel the need to do that, I don't think you have to. But definitely, it's a necessity when, like I said, if you're not confident and you're always chasing people. And I think when you get rid of that fear of missing out, like when you have FOMO, like when you have that fear of missing out, it's like, hold on, I'm actually pretty cool. People are missing out by not kicking it with me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's when you start like, okay, I'm actually pretty cool. Yeah, exactly. You're not always like, oh, like what are we doing? Like you're always, because then I feel like that's a sense of like you don't feel like you're fun. Like you don't feel like you are
enough.
Basically, yeah. That's basically what it is. Like if you're having those feelings, I think that's when you isolate and really just work on yourself. You know what I mean? Like go to the gym by yourself, and not just like entertainment things, but just go to the gym by yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Just little things like that.
Yeah, I like to go. I actually enjoy going to the gym both ways, alone and. But it actually depends the person though. It actually depends the person.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Because some. How do I say it? If you don't match like my energy at the gym, I like to be very quiet and just because I like to be focused. I like to focus on my workouts.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty serious when I get there.
Yeah.
So if you're somebody who's just always like Benji likes to talk to everybody. He's very open. He has high energy. And then a lot of people work out like that. You could see people who are always talking to people and shit. I'm not gonna shit on you. That's just how you are. But for me personally, maybe it's just because there's a point to my attitude changes when I'm tired. I'm very irritable. So when I'm tired, because I'm like obviously physically tiring myself out from just pushing weights, I get irritated very easily. Mm-hmm. And when I get irritated, I just want to leave. So I'm trying to finish these workouts and let's just go. I
think once someone goes consistently for a long time to the gym, you begin to enjoy it. So I think that irritation is like when you're more conditioned and you're less out of breath, you're more into it. That's when you can start like, hey, what's up, bro? Like, hey, what's that workout? Like, oh, how you do it? Like, you know what I mean? That's when you start becoming more comfortable at the gym. So I think because you and me, we're both victims of not being very consistent at the gym. We're always caught out of condition. Like, we're just out of shape. So we're in there.
Well, I think for me, it's more of a principle not in the gym.
Yeah.
It's just me being tired in general. When I'm tired, like especially, you want to catch me at my absolute worst attitude, wake me up.
Yeah.
Completely different person.
Yeah.
I am 100% asshole. Yeah. Like I am like Macias, my last name comes out. Like my grandpa, how he is, like when he's drunk.
Yeah.
That's me when I'm tired. Like, fuck, dude. Like, fuck you. Fuck everything in your life. Like, I don't give a fuck, fool. Fuck you. Yeah. Fuck you, fool. Like pure just aggressive, just hatred and a little bit of a strong word. Hatred is a little bit of a strong word, but fuck, dude. So that's why I say, like, when I go to the gym and I get into that mode, I get irritated so easily, and I just want to leave, not because I don't want to be there, or a little bit of what I don't want to be there, but more just, I want to rest already. I want to rest. So let me finish my shit so I can go home, take a shower, and just relax.
But that's actually a good sign. That means you're actually putting in work when you're at the gym.
Right.
Because if you are just, like you're having a good time, you're just hanging out, that means you're not that tired that you could have gotten more on your sets, or you could have hired the weight. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, if you think about it.
Don't tell Benji that, though.
Every time you go to the gym, you should always be pushing to lift more.
Right.
More.
Your limits.
Yeah, you push your limit. So technically, you should always be tired. You should always feel that irritate like that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tired.
But some people definitely have that personality, like very bubbly personality, like your brother.
Or those people they're just going to the gym to maintain. They're not pushing. They're not actually pushing. They're just there to, you know, not get fat. Basically, you know, just not to lose their figure that they probably already are accepting. You know what I mean? So, but if you're going to the gym to actually like get shredded, like let's say you're not where you want to be and you want to get shredded, you have to push yourself.
Yeah, going
you're not
going
that
to like
already.
go kick it with the homies. Like you know what's fucking funny, but also bothers me when you see 6 heads at a bench press. I'm like, fool.
I don't know.
What are we doing
But you
right
see
now?
that shows you like they're just there to hang out. I mean that's just what they want to do.
Fucking workout 3 hours.
It's just annoying when you want the bench.
3 sets done.
When you want the bench and they're like, dude, how many more sets you got? 20.
Fool.
Freaking guy.
Bro's got to warm up again before his next set. Like,
I know.
fuck.
I know. Like it's just but that's also, you could tell that they're just rookies in the gym. They're not mature in the gym. Because if you are mature enough in the gym, you've been going for a while, you know that
It's not productive at all.
it's not productive.
It's counterproductive. You're wasting your time.
You're gonna lose your pump, number one. And like I said, you have to warm up again. You might hurt yourself. Like you just know you're not mature in the gym. And if you notice, those 6 heads are probably all in high school. They're probably or fresh out. Or like I said, they're just there to hang out. You know what I mean?
Pick your partner or two.
2 is
even I fucking
bored on
hate
You better be the
working out.
absolute homie that I haven't seen in a while. Like you better be like this, locked in. But if you're just trying to see what's up, you're trying to hop in, we already got a thing going right now, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, I think one gym partner is it for me. I'm only going to the gym with one person, and that's it. 3 is
That's
already
all
like,
you need. Yeah, 3 is a stretch.
like you're not gonna be that productive.
Not
You're just gonna be
really.
waiting, unless you're super setting. But okay, that's a whole different conversation. But yeah, definitely like maturing in the gym is knowing what your goal is. Like if you're trying to get bigger, push yourself. But if you're just trying to maintain, those are the guys I think they're just messing around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but definitely. The point being, you have to. I think you have to go through at least a small portion of time to be alone. I think that's where you grow, because it's never too late to start going to the gym.
Yeah.
And eventually, you can't hold your gym partner accountable for taking you to the gym.
I think if you are working on something that nobody else is working on, you are bound to be alone. You're just bound to be. Like I said, like when I was trying to be a professional baseball, like I actually wanted to be in the major leagues. Like not many people actually want to do that. So when I'm doing my routine 7 days a week, there's gonna be fools that don't do it 7 days a week, they do 4. So those 3 extra days, I'm by myself. Cause I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're not gonna go do it? Oh, I'm not gonna do it either. Like, no, I still have to do it. So, well, no one wants to do it with me, but I wanna do it. Cause I wanna better myself. I wanna separate myself from everybody else. So I'm gonna be alone. There's gonna be times where you're alone. You know what I mean? So like for you, not many people wanna be a director. You know what I mean? So you going to the movies by yourself is very productive for you. Because you're seeing a movie very differently from how I see a movie. I see a movie, I'm just looking at the entertainment aspect. You are dissecting the angles, like, oh, that's a good shot. Like sometimes you're like, oh, that's a good shot. I'm like, dude, it's nice, but I don't even.
Yeah, you don't give a fuck.
It's nice, it's cool, but it's all right, whatever. Like it's just part of the
you
movie.
don't
I don't
care.
know. But you're like, you were thinking, how do I do that? Like,
Yeah.
how can I do that in a different setting?
I'm trying to figure out like
different.
that's a nice shot.
Yeah.
Why did they put it there?
Yeah.
How did they get that shot? What are they talking about? What's the point? Like, there's so many questions I'm asking myself because I'm trying to take, not only from a director's standpoint, but I feel like every movie has a moral.
Yeah.
Every story has a moral. So I like to figure out what that moral is and then take it and apply it to my own life.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I kind of just wasted my own time, just for fun, I guess you can say. Because, like I said, a couple of podcasts ago, a couple years ago, before I spiritually changed, now when I watch movies, it's like I'm watching them again for the first time. Because now I'm having my own conscious thoughts of like, what do I think about the movie? I'm not just watching it just to watch it. And one point, I'm seeing a lot of hate for the movie that just came out, which is Joker.
Oh, you saw it?
I saw it. I saw it
just
first
came
day
out.
it came
It just
out.
came
I
out
saw
yesterday,
it. Been waiting for 2 years for that fucking movie to come
I saw
out.
it 9.4.
I was there. As soon as it came out, I'm there, buddy. I've been waiting. So I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but I would like to. I just bring it up. I gave it a spoiler-free movie review. So when I heard that it was gonna be a musical,
Was it actually?
yeah, it was a musical. I'm not gonna fucking think they're lying because they announced that it was gonna be a musical like a year ago.
Mm.
So when the first Joker came out, I was hesitant because since I was a kid, I never thought anybody could ever touch the Joker again. It's
Like
been
Heath
perfected.
Ledger, yeah.
Heath Ledger's Joker is my favorite character of all time.
Yeah.
He, to this day, still intrigues me. I feel like I still don't understand that character completely.
Yeah.
So, the performance and the character combined of Heath Ledger, my favorite of all time, arguably. I don't think it's going to get any better than that.
Yeah.
When they announced Joker, I was like, I kind of took it as disrespect. Like, no way. No way they're going to try to match that. It's just not possible. There's no way. It's been done. Can't do it anymore.
Right.
And, when to go watch it, blown out of the water.
Mm.
Matched. That performance, I've never seen a movie. That's the top 3 movies I've ever seen in my life.
This one.
No, the first Joker.
Oh, the first
top
Joker.
3.
Oh, okay.
And I may be biased because Joker's my favorite character.
Yeah.
But that movie made him a real character. You've seen it, right?
Yeah.
That movie made him a real person.
Yeah.
It made me understand. It gave me an inside look into why somebody would become somebody as crazy as that.
Yeah.
And it made him 100% valid. So that movie being something that was one of the best things I've ever seen made me respect Todd Phillips, the director. So a year ago when I heard that it was a musical, I was like,
Bruh.
come on.
Yeah.
I don't like musicals. But Todd Phillips, me having learned from my previous mentality of, nah, there's no way Foos could touch Joker again. This is going to be ass. And I was blown out. I was proved completely wrong. I felt like, I didn't tell anybody, but I felt like a dumbass, just because I believed that.
Yeah.
So this time when I heard it's a musical, I was like,
Let's take a
that's
look.
interesting. That's interesting. I'm not gonna think bad about it. I'm not gonna talk shit. Todd Phillips proved me completely wrong the first time. Mm-hmm. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah.
Let's see. And the build up to it, a lot of people are always like, dude, it's gonna be a musical. What the fuck is that? It's gonna be dog shit. Again, me learning from shutting the fuck up and listening to other people talk.
Opening up your mind.
And just, like I said at work, just shut the fuck up. Let the man work. If he says it's going to be a musical, and he did that previous work, let him be. He already proved himself. That movie absolutely needed to be a musical.
Because
the musical was absolutely necessary. Without that movie being a musical, it would not have worked. And so many people are saying that it was fucking boring. That movie was ass. It was nothing like the first one.
Negatively
Yeah, 100%. I opened TikTok and I opened Twitter and hoping people are saying that.
So there's no action in it. There's just
there's action.
Oh, there's action.
There's action. But what I want to tell people now is that Joker 2 isn't a Batman movie. It's not an action movie.
Right.
Don't go in there expecting to see Batman Easter eggs or action. It's not.
Yeah.
Because the first movie wasn't an action movie.
Well, I mean,
there was action in it, but the first movie was a tragedy. It was about a man in a society that doesn't love him.
Yeah.
And the moral that I took from this movie, The Joker 2, was the point of life. I figured out the point of life. The purpose of life is for us to love. Love is the sole purpose for why we are here. To feel love for anything, whether it's waking up, your family, yourself.
Yeah.
Without love, you're mad. You're crazy. Because even animals feel love. Mm-hmm. The only people who don't feel love are psychopaths. Think about them.
Yeah. They just manipulate and
Cold.
use people.
Cold, emotionless, dangerous. Because if you don't feel love, you're dangerous.
Yeah, you can kill
because
somebody and not feel anything.
you don't feel any remorse for nothing. You
Yeah.
can just kill someone or something.
Oh well.
It's just another day.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? So, Arthur Fleck, these two movies have shown he's not a psychopath.
Yeah.
He actually yearns to love. He wants to love something.
Yeah.
But he's put in a world where absolutely nothing loves him. Nothing and no one.
Yeah.
Because he was fucked up so much as a kid that it transitioned and fucked his brain up to his adulthood to where he can literally not connect with a single fucking person.
Right. But he has the intention.
And he has the intention of wanting to love.
Yeah.
But because the world is so cold to him, his world is nothing but chaos. So that when he is in chaos, this is when he feels almost at home.
Right.
This is all he knows. And that's what that movie is trying to express, that love is the only thing that keeps us sane. So the reason why that movie is a musical is because Arthur does love. And it's a point that is scattered throughout the first movie. Music. He loves music.
Right.
That's the only thing.
Yeah, you always see him dancing.
His
and
mom
everything.
doesn't love him. The girlfriend that you thought was his girlfriend by the end of the movie doesn't love him. He's by himself. He's legitimately alone.
Yeah.
With no one to express his love to, nor to receive love from. So that is what makes him so crazy, because he has nothing to pour his love into.
Right. Just bottled
So the
up.
reason why it's a musical is because through music, it's how he escapes this world in which nobody loves him. So there are many musical scenes in the film that just make sense to me. It makes perfect sense, because one mentality that I had, because I walked into this movie not knowing a goddamn thing about it, because I don't watch trailers,
Right.
and anytime it would pop up on my phone, I've been waiting for
like,
2
no.
years for this movie, sir.
They've been
I don't
announcing
want
it
to
2
see
years?
shit. I've been waiting for this movie since they announced it. Not 2 years, this is a stretch, but ever since they announced it. Because obviously once the first one ended, that was supposed to be a standalone movie.
Right.
But they announced the second one. Ever since that day, I've been waiting.
Right.
And the first one aspect of the first one was I never seen a movie that you couldn't trust the
good people.
not the good people, you couldn't trust the perspective. An example would be like Shutter Island.
Yeah.
But I hadn't seen Shutter Island until after that. So I had never seen a movie where you can't trust that person as the storyteller.
Yeah.
So after at the end, when that shocking twist of like, yo, the twist of that movie is did any of this even happen? Did you just waste my time? Is this guy actually just fucking crazy? Did it happen in his imagination?
Right.
You don't know. And that's how they ended it, the first one. The first one ended like open. Like, what the fuck just happened? You don't even know if it was real or not.
Right. With all like the
Right. So
streets
now
burning
the
and stuff.
second one, me not knowing shit about the movie, I'm going in with the same mindset, like, you're not going to get me this time.
Yeah.
This time I'm going to go in with the mentality, this guy's crazy.
Yeah.
It's possible that everything that happens
It's
in this
happening in his
movie
head.
is not real. You don't know what to believe. So I go into that movie with that perspective. And that is what shows how crazy this fucking guy is. So if you accept that he's fucking crazy, you don't know what's real, you can take away your personal beliefs.
But isn't he actually like diagnosed with something? Or
Yeah,
that's
he's
just-
like bipolar, split personality.
So he actually is then, like a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. But that doesn't mean there's not a real person inside of him.
Right, of course.
Because he's still a person, but he's just very fucked up because of what's happening to
Yeah.
him. And the world that he's in, because
Right.
nobody loves him. So if you go into that movie with the mentality that this guy is fucking crazy, And sure, you can go in and be like, I wouldn't sing at that point. Like, what the fuck is the point? You are taking your own personal beliefs and putting it on the screen.
Yeah.
You need to remove that. This is not your story. Right. Remove yourself and your beliefs. That just because you wouldn't sing in this exact point in time, that doesn't mean he wouldn't. And you have to understand that this character, his only way of expressing real emotion is through music. Yeah. And I think it was brilliant. It was a brilliant movie. From first scene to end, it was brilliant. It was exactly what it needed to be, and it delivered the tragedy of what that guy's life was without spoiling anything, because I still want people to go watch it and still have to listen to this. Yeah. It was brilliant. It was brilliant. And I think if you thoroughly listen to what I'm saying about it and you take that mindset of don't go into that movie with your own personal beliefs, because we're supposedly sane people. Yeah. So you're going in as a sane person judging an insane person. Right. Perspective. Insane person's perspective. And two, you're already going in judging it like, oh, it's a musical and everybody's saying that it's ass. Yeah. So one, think for yourself.
So hold on. So why would you even, like, let's try to,
dissect that.
Like, assume, like, why are they calling it like ass? Like, why is it not good?
Because it's a musical. There's a lot of singing. And
so they're expecting what happened in the first Joker.
Like because the first movie was.
And also with
premeditated ideas
of the Dark Knight.
Yes.
How that was action and stuff like that.
Yeah, so they've seen how crazy it got at the end of the first one, so they're expecting that craziness to transition over to that next movie. But I mean, what I can tell you, I'm pretty sure that the trailer shows is that the premise of it is just the whole movie is his court trial. Okay, so without the musical part of it, it'd be completely lifeless. Because you're just following a court trial. Although those characters are interesting, Harley Quinn comes out, Joker, they're interesting. But if you put the interesting characters in a dull world where like nothing really happens, you're not gonna have a good movie.
Right.
So the musical aspect is what brings it life, I think, because it's in his head. It's how he's expressing himself to the audience. Right. He's expressing himself to himself in his head, and we as the audience get to observe what he's imagining.
Right. What I'm about to bring up is public record, so I'm not spoiling it because I've seen it in the trailer. Because I haven't seen the movie. Because I saw a video real quick of Harley Quinn and Lady Gaga. She was like, oh, I've never met someone so brilliant, so like whatever. So she's genuinely in love with him.
Understanding him.
So my question is, so is she also kind of like off? Like, is she,
right. Well, I mean, any Harley Quinn in any movie, she's always been a little bit
because
off.
Like in like Suicide Squad, I know it's like super inaccurate, but it's like supposedly he manipulated her into.
Well, maybe. I honestly don't read comics, but there's probably a version.
So like this is a different.
A version where he manipulated her and she falls in love with him, but this version, she's already in love with him.
Like from seeing him on TV.
Yeah.
Like her following the trial.
Yeah, he's already famous in this story.
So she was like a serial killer fangirl, like how Ted Bundy had his fangirls.
Yeah,
and like
pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much. So it just goes to the point where this movie is about somebody who finally sees him, somebody who finally loves him, and it gives him a new purpose. It gives him the will to live. A purpose in life. And that's where I took the point. Oh, that's the point of this movie. It's to love. Because he's had a shit life, his entire life. We've clearly seen from the first movie. So now he's in jail doing a court case, but he finds a love. And through that, the course of the movie happens, and you see what happens from beginning to end. It's a love story, and then you realize this guy's life had no point. That's why he was all about chaos, and now he's found a love. It's not as chaotic. So I think it was a brilliant movie. I read somewhere that it got a standing ovation at a film festival. I think it was one of the biggest film festivals. So. Standing ovation. That was like one of the only things I read. without
Positive.
against my will.
Right.
Because I was just scrolling and I seen Joker 2 standing ovation. I was like, fuck.
So that's one of the few positive things, then. Because I mean,
Yeah,
like you said,
for
like
sure.
a lot of people are bashing on it. But it's only been one day, and a lot of people haven't seen it. And we'll see.
Yeah, I think we'll see what happens. But from what I've seen, a lot of people are shitting on it, like literally completely shitting on it, saying don't waste your fucking time. It's dog shit, and I believe it's a complete opposite of dog shit. It's actually not. I thought it was a brilliant movie. Todd Phillips delivered a masterpiece again. Like not all movies need a sequel, and even the ones that get one when they don't need it, oftentimes they're trash. They don't meet the quality of the first one, and it was often that first one made them so much money that they're like, yo, we got to do this shit again.
Yeah.
And it's just a money grab, and you can tell.
Yeah. But this one actually had some meaning.
This one delivered the same, not the same amount as the first one, but pretty close. It added a lot of detail and a different perspective of who he is exactly and what. The first one I think was more of like how he grew up and what he went through in the current day. The second movie is more about his mind, like who is he, what does he think, and how does he feel. That was the second one, and it definitely complements the first one very well. They go hand in hand. I believe it was a brilliant movie. So I think if you listen to what I'm saying, strip yourself of your previous prejudices that you're gonna have towards the movie, listening to everybody.
Or Joker himself too.
And about Joker himself, yeah, about what you think he is. You go into it with an open mind. I think I've thoroughly equipped you to experience the movie as I did. I thought it was a brilliant movie. It was very, very good. And I don't even like musicals. I think they're ass. But that one
I don't like
absolutely needed to be a musical. Without the music, would have been ass.
So along with, I think, finding your purpose and, being the best version of yourself, I think you can't be the full version of yourself unless you conquer all of your fears. What do you think about conquering your fears? Is it part of bettering yourself as a person?
Will Smith once quoted, God put everything worth living for on the other side of fear. And I think that's a perfect analogy. Everything that you fear, nothing matches conquering a fear. I haven't conquered too many of my fears, but I have once or twice. Or maybe, just at the top of my head, maybe I've conquered a lot of fears that maybe I just forgotten about. But when you get over it, you feel like a brand new person.
Yeah.
I think you can find your purpose
if
you conquer that. Maybe you fear it because you don't understand it. But through conquering your fears, I believe you unlock like you break down barriers in your mind that allow you to become a different person entirely.
I think it brings you confidence as well. I think when you conquer a fear that, like for example, I was afraid of the dark my whole childhood, and I think one day I was like, you know what? I'm gonna turn off the lights. As funny and cringy as that sounds,
it's not.
I was legitimately like, dude, I cannot do. I need the light. I need the light on, because I don't know. I think it was just scary movies that just traumatized me, whatever. Because I never actually had a bad experience. That's another thing that helped me get over that. I never actually had a bad experience in the dark. I mean, a lot of people, they have had bad experiences in the dark. That's why they're afraid of the dark. Thankfully, I never had one. So that's what helped me conquer that. Like, dude, nothing bad has ever happened in the dark. Let me just turn off the lights. And I stood there literally waiting for something to happen in my room. It's like, nothing's happening, whatever. And I just kept doing that. Eventually, I was like, you know what? Nothing's gonna happen, bro. And then eventually, now, whatever. I officially sleep with the lights off. You know what I mean? And also a big one that not that long ago that I conquered was the fear of being alone. Like back to what you were saying. Like before I was afraid of dying alone, basically. Like with nobody. And then when I realized, you know what? All you really need is, because you die alone anyway.
You come into this world and you die alone anyway.
Exactly. So it's like,
even if we die together at the same time.
Yeah. I still have to
You're
face,
in your own body.
Yeah, exactly. So when I came to the realization, like, you know what? I'm cool with me. Like, I'm right here. If I die alone in a big ass mansion with all my nice car, if I'm just here by myself, that's all good, bro. Chilling. So I think once I was cool with that, dude, it's just so freeing. You know, you don't have to. I don't feel like I have to please everybody. You know what I mean? Like, if you're cool with me, you're cool with me. Like, there's nothing that I could do to make you like me, or
Or even stay in your life.
Basically, yeah. So it's like if you're trying to go,
I'm not gonna beg you.
all right, not bad. You know, like it's all good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think heartbreak is a good teacher of that.
Yeah, 100%.
Heartbreak taught me that, not to beg.
Yeah.
And I won't ever. I think there's a difference between fighting for a relationship and begging for them to stay.
I think fighting is doing what you're supposed to do. Like in a relationship, like do boyfriend things, do them. Like actually be on top of it. That's fine. I think that's the most you can do.
Yeah.
But once you start like
I know.
doing the most and just being a stalker and forcing
not
somebody.
even that. But I'm talking about begging, as in like don't leave me.
Yeah,
don't break
yeah,
up
all
with
that
me.
stuff. But see, I don't
be
even
mad at
mean
me.
I don't even mean in like romantic relationships either.
Oh yeah.
I think it's just in general, like with homies, with friends, like everything. It's like
Don't beg.
I don't. For me, begging was never really like an issue, but for me, it was always like trying to please everybody, trying to be cool, like trying to be that funny guy, or doing the most to make my presence more likable, I guess. But once I came to the realization, like, you know what, I'm cool with being alone. It's cool. Like I'm not afraid of it anymore. Like I'm not. Like I'm okay with it. So now it's like I can just be me, and if you don't like me,
Then fuck up.
oh well, it's all good. You know, I think we were lucky enough to already find our group of people, so that's why I like to keep a tight circle now. So that's what changed now, because before I like to move heavy, like 10 people, 20 people, let's go. Like how we used to pull up heavy to parties and stuff. That's cool. Like, I used to think that was like hell yeah, like this is what I want. But it's too much. It's too much mentally, because it's like you have to. At least I felt like I had to be someone else to keep everybody around. You know what I mean? But then when I started being my true self, like talking about the things I want to talk about, do the things I wanted to do,
And
all of a sudden,
calling people out on their bullshit.
exactly, people started to disappear. And it's, you know what? It's way more liberating now. It's way more free. So those two fears, I mean, right now I can't think of a fear that I have. I don't think I have any like big fears, I guess. But I mean,
I have one. My big fear, to be honest, and I fucking hate saying this because fools might clown on me. One of my biggest fears is the dark.
still the dark.
100%. No
Scary,
matter
bro.
how hard I try to conquer it, it only comes to me when I'm alone. Because
So is it because you feel like
I've
vulnerable?
No.
Like to whatever's in the dark?
No. Oh, yes. Because I feel like literally vulnerable.
Well, hold on. Okay, so dark, like, because
I'm only talking about sleeping. I'm not talking about
I'm thinking like,
when I'm
obviously,
awake.
if you're in the middle of the woods and it's dark, okay, it's
Yeah, obviously.
I'd be scared still too.
You're
Like,
not,
what the fuck?
at that point, you're not afraid of the dark. You're afraid of what's in it.
Exactly. But like if you're in your room and the lights are off, bro, I'm in my room right now. I'm in my house. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, without going on a long tangent of what paranormal experiences I have, because I definitely do. Huh?
Do you get molested as a kid in the dark?
No. I used to have, a lot of sleep paralysis,
Yeah.
and 2, I've seen a ghost before.
And see, that's why I was saying, thankfully, I've never had a bad experience in the dark.
I've had
So, yeah, I think-
multiple paranormal experiences,
Yeah.
not just one. It's multiple, and they're very scary to me.
Yeah.
So, really, when I get afraid of the dark, is not when I'm like turn off the lights and like just awake. It's when I'm going to bed, because when I'm going to bed, that's when I feel the most vulnerable, because I'm trying to rest, I'm trying to relax, and I
Yeah.
feel tense at times. This fear of mine I've had since I was in 3rd grade. Long story short, I saw a man in my room. and he was just walking around.
All the way in
And-
West Covina.
Yeah, in my house, and I was in 3rd grade, and I shared a room with my brother, and I thought it was my brother walking around because it was so dark. It was like a silhouette just walking around, and I was watching him for maybe 30 seconds, wide awake, because I genuinely thought it was my brother. So I was just trying to figure out what he was doing.
Yeah, what are you doing?
So then when I sat up and I asked him what he was doing, instantly disappeared, instantly. And then I look over and I see my brother sleeping right next to me. So then I realized that was my brother, and then what I had just seen made absolutely no sense to me anymore.
Right.
And that exact moment, my fucking stomach fell out. My fucking heart fell out down to my stomach.
Yeah.
And I fucking hurdled my brother, somehow made it to my parents' room in like 3 steps.
Right.
Lightning speed. That was the flash, bro.
Yeah, adrenaline.
And yeah, that traumatizing experience. And I have a couple other experiences I can get into detail, but they're just pretty long, so I'd rather not. But the point is, I have like a history.
Mm-hmm.
And they always come to me when I'm sleeping. So now when I get afraid of like the dark, when I start to tweak, is when I'm alone and I just had a nightmare or I'm going to sleep. That's when I just go to sleep with the TV on. TV on is enough for me. And like on the lowest, brightest too. So it's like, it doesn't even have to be. Like, so long as I can see everything in the room, like very dimly, I'm good. I just need to be able to see. Because I feel like if I can't see, then that's where they're there. Because I've literally seen with my eyes shit in the dark.
In the event that you do see it, what are you doing?
I don't know.
But that's comes to my next point of trying to help you conquer that is like, see, because I'm more religious than probably what you are, but I just fall back on religion. It's like, I'm protected.
Bro, have you ever tried talking to them though?
No, that's where
No.
you give them
They're cool as
power.
fuck. Maybe they're trying to make friends.
That's where you give them power.
Well, not even that. It's
Especially if it's a bad spirit.
I don't even get into that mindset. My first, it just fear, like instant, just like I don't even think.
No, but see, that's the thing.
Situation, bro.
See, that's where you hit it with logic. What are you gonna do anyway?
I don't know.
You ain't gonna do
And you
anything.
know what's crazy is it's so easy to think that.
Right. But when you're there.
And I often tell myself this before I go to sleep. If I have a bad dream or a bad experience tonight, just hit it with logic. Just don't be scared, bro.
yeah.
Just conquer it. And whenever it comes to that moment, I can never do it.
Everything goes out the window. No, I get it.
Everything
Yeah.
out the window, gone. Like just because the reason why it scares me is because obviously it's something I can't do anything about this. Like
Yeah.
I can't grab this, I can't touch this. Like
You don't know what's.
I don't know what to do. It's not like a fucking human being coming in into my house. Like, obviously I'm gonna be scared.
I would argue that's more scary because like if he has a gun, you're gonna die. Like now you know for sure. Like something is about to happen.
You can say that, but until you see something with your eyes that you literally cannot explain in physics terms, it doesn't abide by the laws in which we live in here.
Right.
All things go out the window. Because then it makes me question my entire reality.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on right now? I mean, it makes me feel like I don't know shit.
Yeah.
Like, I already thought I didn't know shit, but now I feel like I don't know shit about not knowing shit. Like, I really don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So that is what makes me, like, really just tweak. Because at times there will be, since I have sleep paralysis, I don't know if shit that I'm feeling, hearing, or seeing is real, or I'm asleep, or is it a nightmare?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I have dreams so fucking real, I don't know if I'm even asleep. One time I had a dream. You ever had Inception?
No, I never had that.
You never had a dream
I never had
within
dreams
a dream?
that real. No.
One time I had a dream
That's
3 layers deep. Swear to God.
3 layers.
Three
What do you mean 3
dreams.
layers?
3 dreams.
Mm.
Deep.
Like you woke up, but you were still in the dream.
Yes.
Damn.
One time I had a dream. This was probably the scariest dream I ever had in my life.
Probably thought you were stuck.
I did. So I wake up in the middle of the night.
You woke up.
Yeah, this is my dream. My dream is I wake up from my bed, pitch black in my room. I look to the corner of my room, and there's a lady, pitch black, like the nun, with a veil,
Oh,
standing still in the corner of my room, just there looking at me. And I get up, and I instantly run to the door, like, oh, what the fuck? I run to, and this was in my old room, in the front house. You remember how that room looks? It's tiny. It's a tiny room.
So she's right there.
See, she's right there. I run to the room, to the door, grab it, stuck. I'm trapped. Pitch black room. It's trapped. I'm yelling. Quiet. Like, there's no one in the house.
Right.
I couldn't get the screams out. I'm panicking. I'm looking back, and she's just standing there, just looking at me. And then, as I'm panicking, I wake up. Wake up in my room again. I look to the corner. Lady's there again. I'm like, oh, shit. Same exact thing just happened. I wake up, run to my room, grab it, start to shake it. And this time I was able to yell. So I'm yelling, and I can hear my grandparents on the other side, like, screaming at me, like, what's wrong? And I'm like, open the door. Like, I'm tripping, bro.
Yeah.
Tweaking. As all that's going down, I wake up again. Look to the corner of the room immediately. Because at this point, this is the third time I wake up.
Right.
I'm confused as fuck. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
You don't know what's real.
Because the second time I woke up, when I got up, I was like, fuck, that was a crazy dream. Look at the corner, same exact shit. The only difference was my grandparents were on the outside. So the third time around, I wake up. I'm like, fuck, that was a crazy dream. I just had a dream within a dream. I look up, and the lady wearing a veil is walking around in my room. And I'm like, fuck. So then I get up, I reach the door, I run the door, turn, and it opens. And this time when it opens, a void. Pitch black. Like, black. Literally just black. Like, just nothing. I run because I know the outline of my house, and I know the outline of my house. I know the couches, I know where the doorway is. So as I'm running, she's chasing me through the house.
Hell no.
And I'm just running, screaming. Nobody's in the house, pitch black. And I feel her grab me right as I'm reaching the door to outside. And then I wake up again. I sit up in my room. And at this point, I got up. I ran to the door. I didn't even look anymore. I ran to the door, turned on the light, opened the door, and I smacked myself in the face. And I'm like, okay, I think this is real. First time and only time in my life, I was 3 layers deep.
So on the 4th time you woke up, you were
That
awake.
was when I woke up for real. So it's traumatizing experiences like that my dreams feel so real. And they're in the dark. Plus I've had real experiences, whether fools believe me or not. Because I know.
Right.
That is the trauma. It's actual trauma.
Right, of course.
It makes me tweak.
Yeah.
So bad. So that even when we go to abandoned places, like that one place that we went to, I tweak because I fucking hate the dark. I hate it. Like, I think maybe you and like people who think doing that kind of shit is fun, but because I have real trauma from that, I absolutely hate doing shit like that because it just puts me in a fight or flight mindset. Instant, pure adrenaline.
But do you think maybe your mind or your subconscious is trying to tell you something?
It probably is. It's trying to make me conquer it. But that emotion
like
for
instead
me
of running, like instead of you wake up
it.
and you see her, you just stare right back. What's going on? What are you gonna do? Like what are you trying to do? What are you trying to get into? Of course, in the moment,
believe me,
you're not doing that.
That mentality,
Probably.
I've tried to, like, I'll go to sleep and I'll be like, I'm locked.
Locked.
Today is the day. And then I'll go to sleep and I will have a dream so real, I won't know if I'm actually awake or asleep, But oftentimes I'll have a dream where I'm stuck in my bed, and there's somebody in my room just staring at me, and they're just outside of the corner of my vision.
And
Like if I turn this
you
way,
close your eyes in sleep paralysis?
yeah, but I don't want to, cause I need to make sure. You know what I mean? Like I gotta know. So I'm trying to move. Like if I'm looking this way, I can barely see Brian, but I can't see him, but I can feel him.
Right.
You know what I mean? I know he's there.
Right.
And it's that feeling, that energy that is there when I'm sleeping.
Right.
So that's what instills that, and it makes me genuinely tweak to the point where I'm finally able to get up, and obviously it's dark in my room, so I have to tweak. I tweak and I turn the TV on because I need to see. And then seeing that nobody's here and it was just a dream, or maybe it wasn't a dream and now I'm fine now, it relaxes me. But the dark is I can talk about for hours and hours, bro.
Right. Wait, how much time we have?
We good?
Because I wanted to, real quick, it just occurred to me because we're in that topic of scary stuff. But this past weekend, went to Oklahoma, right?
Right.
I have a cousin that has a friend, her sister, demonically possessed as we speak right now.
Wow.
Check this out, dude.
Did you meet her?
Hell no. No. We were just talking, cousins were talking, and she told me about her friend that her sister lives in Mexico, by the way. Not anywhere in the United States. Good
Hey,
thing.
Mexico brujeria is
No, hold on.
on crack compared
Hold
to
on.
the United States.
Okay, I don't know how
United
legit.
States.
I don't know how legit the story is. I don't know if she's making it up. Maybe, we had a little bit too much to drink. I don't know. I was sober, by the way.
Right.
So, this is what happened. She said, in Mexico, she wanted to marry this guy, and there was another girl that also wanted the same guy. Gave her some candy. That was, I don't know what the word is. Possessed. I guess you could do that in Mexico. I don't know. You could do it in drink. I don't know if you've heard about this. You could do it in candy. Anything edible you drink. Potion. It was candy because that girl, loves candy. She loves the tamarindo candies, and apparently the girl knew that. The one that wanted to do the witchcraft. Boom, boom. They were gonna get married as a gift. She said, "Oh, here, have some candy. Here's a little basket. Congratulations on your marriage." Boom. Ate the candy. A week later, I forgot her name. We're gonna call her Deborah. I don't know, Deborah. They were at their house, whatever. Like, hey, where's Deborah at? They live by this forest. Not a forest. It's kind of like this, I guess. Mexico, whatever. It's like big lands, a lot of trees. And so, hey, where's Deborah at? Did she go for a walk or something? Deborah was in the middle of the forest, half naked, by herself, standing there, whispering something. And they were like,
How did they find her?
because they were looking for her around the house, and they went to go check outside, and they saw her like in the distance, in the
How
middle.
far?
No,
Like,
they didn't say. I don't know, but they just said like they saw her.
I wonder if that camera can see those people over there. Probably that far.
They didn't specify, but they could see her though. They could see
Yo,
her.
this is a nice shot, bro. I didn't even realize we were at this nice ass view. Continue.
Yeah,
So
but
she's far.
but they could see her though. They could see her. So it's not like super pitch, but
Right.
it's in the dark. Like it's dark, by herself, half naked, and she's just whispering something. And they're like, what the fuck? Deborah, yo, what's going on? You good? And they tap her, turns around, and starts speaking a different language that they don't even know in a different voice.
Fuck.
And they're like, what is going on? But that's their sister. So it's like, all right, like come on, girl, like you tripping. Like, what's going on? Like, you should probably, got into some shit, weed, I don't know, drank too much. They sit her down, and later in bed, she fell asleep. But in the middle of the night, again, she woke up and she's just there, staring straight, tripping. They call the priest, they call everything. Nothing, like they just can't find what's wrong with it. Like the priests were like, oh, no, she's just tripping. Like they don't sense anything. And then one day, they're packing up to go to school or whatever, and all of a sudden she takes off, running out of nowhere, taking off her clothes in the middle of the street, saying, "It's burning. I feel like I'm burning right now." Like she just feels like her skin is on fire. So she's running down the street, taking off her clothes because it's hot. like really, really hot. And so she gets fully naked, fool, like everything out, boom, and just running down the street like I'm burning. So finally the cops got her like, hey, what are you doing? What's going on? Send her back, strap her down to the bed, like, dude, what is going on? And she's just tweaking out. And I guess it's been like 10, 15 years, hasn't showered, 10, 15 years, and she's just still possessed to this day. And they just have her there at the house. Like in her own room, everything just, because they used to try sleeping next to her, but like she would try to kill her, like choke people low key, like she would try to tie things around everybody else's neck in the middle of the night. Hey, what the hell's going on? But like when they would wake up, she would snap out of it. You get me? Like she wouldn't continue to try. But like let's say like we were sleeping next to her, I was possessed. I would try to like slowly try to tie something around your neck to choke you, and then you wake up and hey, what the fuck? Oh, my bad. Oh, you had something on your face and I was taking it off. Like she would snap out of it. And they were like, oh, hell nah. She needs her own room, locked, everything. Like, get away from me. Like, hell no.
Just go to her house.
So
Let's do a vlog.
Now
let's vlog with the homie.
she has her own room.
Let's go to her. Stop playing, dude.
But dude, she hasn't showered in like, I don't know how many years. She's all cussed. Like, she can't shower. She's like, she doesn't want to shower. If you try to tell her, that voice comes back. And she just roasts you like no other comedian can. Like almost like she knows you. And it's like how would you even know that about me? Like it's crazy. Like she'll spit some facts at you that you probably never even told anybody, but she'll be like, fool, shut up, fool, you haven't fucking, I don't know, changed your underwear in 3 days. I don't know. Like she just knows something that, what the fuck, how do you know that? She'll just roast you hard. So that's why no one's telling her, like, dude, and she'll get aggressive if you try to, like, tell her anything. And she's
gotta fade pretty quick.
Basically, and now, like, they say she's normal though. Like, if you see her, you wouldn't even think she's possessed. You'll see that she's really dirty, but don't even try to like, hey, you're dirty, and she'll be like, just look at you like all crazy, and like roast you. But to this day, she's still there, still living, and the way she speaks in like very manipulative terms. Like she doesn't. Hey, bro. I don't know. Try it, fool. You're not down. Hit her up, fool. Hit her up, fool.
That shit probably danks.
Bro, hasn't showered in years, brother.
She must be nice.
Years and just demonically possessed to this day. And I was just like,
it's crazy, bro.
And like, yeah, like, dude, it's I mean,
She's
it's sad.
Weezer?
Huh?
She's a Weezer?
No. My cousin's friend, sister. So no.
Ah.
Yeah. So it's just like, what? It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Like, imagine imagine your sibling, bro.
Like, it's literally a scary movie.
In
like,
real
they
life.
probably had to lock that door in the night.
In real life. But see, what I thought is, like, when you get possessed, I thought you die. You know how in the movies, the demon takes over, you know, cracks. It's not like that, but obviously your demeanor, just like, your personality out the window. You're a different person.
How do you explain that scientifically, though?
And that's what's very interesting. How do you explain the voice and the language that you've never spoken before?
I don't know.
Oh, and that she hears super far. Like, not this far. I don't think so.
She said, "I'd be like, hey, Mario, I heard what you said."
No. But they said that, like, one time, they were, like, at the store in the corner. Like, in the corner, like, there's a corner store, whatever. You know how in Mexico there's...
That's pretty far.
There's stores everywhere. It's pretty food. It's like 7-Eleven, from my house. They were low-key, you know, talking a little shit about her, like, damn, she smells this and that. As soon as they walk in, hey, so I smell or what? What? Like, what? How do you know? But dude, they said that when she said that, never spoke a word about her ever. Even if they're like the next state over, hell nah. I'm over here talking shit. Oh shit. I don't know. He's probably hearing me right now. Hey, what's up? Shout out.
Shout out to the homie Deborah.
That's just a name I get. I don't know her name. I don't even want to speak. Matter of fact, I don't even want her to know her name. I don't want to speak her name because that's probably when she activates her hearing senses.
That's fucking crazy.
But see, that's what I want to meet. I don't even want to step into that. But dude, low-key, if you're an atheist, how do you explain that? How did you hear me?
I don't know.
Like, and how do you know such personal details about me? You don't even know me. To roast me like that.
Dude, it is hot as fuck right now.
I know, the sun's right on my face.
How much time do you have?
More than an hour and a half.
Oh, really? Oh, shit.
But yeah, all right. Well, yeah.
All right, we can get into ghosts next time. We talked about God loves violence. would you hit your kids? Being alone, loving yourself, and then we also talked about the Joker. I think it was a good episode. It was a pretty good episode. Mr. Producer brought us a nice view. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. It was a pretty good episode.
We need to get a nicer, more lit view for some ghost stories.
For sure. We can do campfire song.
Well, we'll do a campfire ghost stories episode.
That's where we can get into all the ghost
I'm
stories.
gonna call my cousin. Hey, do you have any more stories?
Hey, that would be crazy.
Oh, special guest.
Special guest for ghost stories?
The demon herself. Fuck, we got Satan here. We got fucking. Go ahead, tell him. How is it? How is it down there?
Follow me at Satan at SATAN on Instagram.
Fuck, dude.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what happens next time.
Yes, sir.